Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
I'm glad you solved the mystery.
Sorry,
we're just grooming done.
We're just finishing our makeup here, live on the set here down at Spud Valley Sporting Goods, home of the Permanent Fish Finder.
That's why we brought Ethan in his makeup kit.
That's right, Ethan. He had us looking. He had us looking good today. Anyhow, the show previous there, still a little bit going on. There's a lot of guys in here watching the pros tie their flies tonight.
Break their threads.
Yeah, poor Scotty had a little bit of an issue with his thread tonight, but we're not going to tell him we set him up, booby trapped there.
It was the bobbin. He fixed it.
We think it was the bobbin. Anyhow, tonight we are doing a tribute to a couple of our sponsors tonight. One being Solarfry, which is by far the best UV curable resin on the market for tying flies. And then also Chinook Wind Outfitters sent us a box of goodies for us to tie, and I've got enough material here to tie about 10 million flies. And from the last box challenge that we had last week, I found a couple materials that I've grown quite fond of, and I keep visioning all these new patterns and things to tie. And one was this little minnow pattern, which we're calling the Solarfly, because it's got a Solarfry coating, which makes it also bomb-proof, but also gives it depth, perception, movement, translucency, suppleness, and sexiness. I don't think I left too many things out there. Nope. I got it?
Yep.
And if you guys think I left something out, feel free to leave it in the comments in the below. Another adjective. So, this pattern is super simple. It is made from the fish fooling fly tying material, the original. I don't know what the hell it's called.
That's what it's called. Fish fooling material.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah, the fish
That's
fooling.
the label that it comes with.
Yeah, it's the Steve Farrar SF blend. There's the barcode in the bottom. And I'm sure if Susan is watching in the background tonight, I'm sure if you plug a product list in there or a link to your website and how these fine people that are watching tonight by the thousands can get your products on your website, do so. Put it on there, because everybody needs some of this stuff, and you can get it on ChinookWindOutfitters.com. Check them out. Very good stuff. Anyhow, no more. This stuff is from South Africa. Yeah. That's why it's so damn good. That's why it's so damn good.
You got a lot of animals down there.
Yeah, they do. Anyhow, so we're gonna start out with a size 4 streamer hook. Let's go down there. Actually, did we already get a quick view of it?
Yeah, we've been.
Okay.
Give it a little roll.
Yeah.
I'll go down. You can check out this little pattern, and now we're seeing all the sexiness, the translucentness, the slickness,
the suppleness, the sexiness, all the goodness. The goodness.
And I think I just figured out why you like this stuff. I'm going to go back up for a second. I want you to do this with your beard.
Okay.
And then do the fly.
Do the fly?
I think I know why you like this. Does it feel familiar?
You know, it's
familiar.
A crinkle fur. I'm gonna tie a goatee fly here one of these days. Right. Okay, anyhow, let's get started. That was a dirty trick. You just wanted to see me
stroke.
Groom. that was nasty.
I got Brad to stroke.
And I know Zach is probably laughing his ass off in the background there down at Bass Pro.
He's trying to figure out a way how to get his curler in on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so anyhow, we're starting out with that hook. And yeah, what do we got? We got Uni Mono, which is an invisible thread, which is key.
Really strong too.
It's actually quite strong, but it's translucent. It's tough to see. And all we're doing is just putting a little bit of a base down there, something for it to grit up against.
Go to my bobbins tonight.
Super simple.
That's probably not the problem.
Yeah, nip that sucker off the butt. The now we're going to get into the good stuff here. So if you ever look at a salmon fry, there's a lot of noise in the background here, so I feel like I'm yelling at you, but I'm not.
Although I do still think that has a pretty thread.
Typically, salmon fry are dark along the surface or along the back, and they've got a light body on the bottom. And I know this because you see them by the thousands in the river surrounding where we live in the Pacific North. And you get all 5 Pacific salmon every year throughout the corridor, except for the pink salmon, which is kind of cool, but not really. I really like fishing them. They're a great sportive fish. And poor Dana, if you only knew how good pink works for pink salmon, you'd be tying with pink every other day. So
let's get us a good little view of that clump you got there.
So I got a pretty good clump of this stuff, and notice that I'm going about an inch and a bit longer than the shank of the hook. And the reason for this, you'll see, is simple, because to bulk your head to start off with, you tie it in backwards. So you get your head, you get a little bit more bulk up at the head, you lock that sucker down. See, my hands are in the way, but you want to make sure that's all staying on top. At that point, you just roll her back, lock her down, make sure it's all staying up on top. Because if it ain't gonna look very pretty. She's gonna be pretty for about 2 seconds. Or it's not even gonna look pretty for about 2 seconds. It's gonna be less than 2 seconds. Okay, and then you take this guy and you fold it back over. This is the fun part. So now, same thing. Loose rolls it first till you get it stacked up on top. Make sure it's staying right on top. Because if it ain't gonna be pretty. And if it ain't pretty, it ain't gonna work. Is that right, Scott?
That's right.
Because if it ain't pretty fly, ugly flies don't work. Ugly flies don't work, especially when the ladies are present. So we work that back, and you can see how we're starting to get the contour of this fish. You got this lovely little tail off the back, but then you can see it's quite a bit thicker at the head versus the belly and the body of the fish. You want that taper. Now we're going to roll this guy over. And we're going to do the same thing, but with the white. And at the white,
cream.
Is it cream?
It's more cream than white.
Well, I keep telling people my beard is chrome, but I must be colorblind. My kids remind me that my beard is not chrome every day. So at that point, same thing. Get your length about an inch longer. Cut it off.
You doing equal parts or a little bit less?
It's about equal. I mean, the first one that I tied, I kind of did a little less on the bottom, but when you suck it down onto the hook, it kind of seems like it disappears pretty quick. And I know myself, I like to eat off the big boy order list there, or like McDonald's, like the Big Mac. I don't really order off the kids menu. And I imagine that fish are similar in stature. Especially the bigger the fish get, the bigger their appetite is. And that being said, Big Daddy-O here likes catching big fish. So we're going to feed him something a little bit meatier. So same thing. Pinch up, roll it back, lock that guy down, dead center, on top. Make sure it's lined up with everything. And I mean, the more you tie and the more room you have to tie,
smaller fingers you have.
Smaller fingers.
Yeah,
see, that's why
soup can hands.
soup can fingers. Soup can fingers. Okay, so and the thing is that I'm in pretty tight quarters here. I got a
camera right
in my face. You want to make sure that everything's right up on top, right on the bottom, all nice and pretty. Then you take this guy. We're just gonna fold it right back over. I'm gonna work it a little bit closer up to the head, just because you want to get them lined up. And you seen what I did there when I folded it back. The parts didn't match. See, now they match, and that takes a lot less cleaning in the final product. You'll see what I'm talking about here when we get at it. Okay, so you want to pull everything somewhat tight. I'm going to pull it back a little bit more yet. Jeez, I'm sticking my tongue out more and more as I'm getting older. You notice that? It's a concentration.
It takes a little bit more effort to concentrate these days, eh?
Oh boy, I'm telling you, if you only knew. I'm gonna go a little bit more forward. Okay,
There you go.
There, I got it that time. See,
that one wrap right in front of the green.
that did her,
Yeah.
Scotty?
I think that did her. Yeah, now you're looking good.
There. Okay. Loose wraps at first until you start getting what you're looking for. And you want to make sure that you're pulling everything tight. Pretty simple stuff. And then on the tail end, you don't want it all coming off one side of your hook. So you want to split it somewhat 50-50 here. And you do that by just grabbing half of it and pulling it across the hook and tie her back. Right to the bend of the hook, right there. Then you go back over it, and you want to make sure that you see all these little fuzzies. You want to get rid of them now, because when you're doing the Solarres end of it, those little pieces,
Drive you mad.
they make you crazy. They make little hard spots.
They get accentuated.
Yeah,
Or
big time.
exaggerated.
They
Okay.
just stick out like a little pimple.
Yep. Okay, so there. You don't want to put too much of this uni clear on there, mono. And then you take your whip finisher, tie off on the head here quick. There's a big chunk of that stuff in there. I'm going to get that out of there. Okay, there we go. Having a little conniption. Okay, so then a little half hitch off the end there, whip finish. We're going to cut this. And now we're going to get down to the business with the good stuff. And we're going to build a head. So then, now we've got the Superfly glitter thread. And this is in the dark green. We're going to tie this on at the head. Same kind of stuff. We're going to build the head a little bit. And this stuff is nice and thick, so it makes really easy for building heads. And you don't have to worry about how... Whoa, you got to worry about that.
part.
Yep.
Slipping off the cone.
Yeah, you got to build it up a little bit more. Try that again. Yeah, you don't want it slipping off before you got a little bit of a dam there, or it'll just
Catch it on the one side, bro.
piles up on you. Now we're going. Whoa, come on, baby. Be good to me.
You could even hit it with a little bit of fin.
Oh, that's
if
okay.
it
We
keeps
got.
slipping on you.
Yeah, we got her.
You can set it and then tie over top again.
Okay, make sure it's got no gaps on the other side.
Put it a little bit down just before you tie it too.
Just building that head up a little bit. How's it look on that side?
There you go. You got her now.
Okay, so you want to build that head up a little bit. Bingo. Whip finish.
Go back 2 reps.
Oh, yeah. See,
There you go.
when you're looking on one side, you can't see both sides at the same time. And it's important that your guys' side looks better than mine. Because the reality is I'm going to cover that with another thread. But anyhow, so that guy, there's your head. Now, we're going to go to a fluorescent orange or fire orange. And we're going to do something very similar. The hardest part is behind us. Thank God.
Oh, a little hot spot, eh?
Well, it can act as a hotspot, but it also acts as your gill plate. Okay, so that's that. You're going to see some magic here. You're seeing some magic here, ladies and gentlemen. Magic. Okay, so the thread working is done. Whew! Okay, now we're going to go to the silver. So we got this sheet of eyes from Chinook Window Fitters. Very handy stuff. You match it up with the size that you're looking for. This one, we tied one earlier.
Maybe while you're playing with those eyeballs, I'll plug our little sponsor video.
Yeah,
here.
good call. Yeah, firing a sponsor ad there.
That you got that on scene 6?
5, I think.
Friday Night Flies would like to thank the following sponsors: Superfly, Solarres, Chinook Wind Outfitters, Dr. Slick, Griffin, Stonefoe.
Okay, are you guys back?
We are back and in tight.
Back and in tight. Oh, that one stickiness is not stickiness
Oh,
anymore.
let's play that one more time.
It was sticking, and then it wasn't sticking. Okay, so
Get the Solarfry out, Bill.
that's okay. They're pretty slick to use. Okay, Solarfry it is. Okay, so at this point, you want to go. I just want to make sure that I got this split off the tail before I go. There we go. Go back off, double off the end of the hook, build the shank, and bingo, there's your tail. Now we're going to Solarfry, my new favorite product on the planet. And you guys are going to see here why real soon. This is the thin. They've got the sample kits. If you haven't got them yet, go to your local sports shop, Spud Valley Sporting Goods, or I'm not sure if Bass Pro's got them down there in Tawasin yet, but I'm sure he'll have them very soon. And all you're going to do is take this and just coat the body.
That works way better, eh, Brad? Yeah.
Yeah, the first one we used the thick. I don't know if it was the room temperature, maybe a possibility was causing a little bit of havoc. But I've noticed that the thin is a little bit easier to use. But the beauty of this is that it really brings out the underbody guard hairs. You'll see just by watching the playback of what we're doing here tonight. It really makes everything that's underneath the UV resin pop in a major way. And you don't need to use a whole lot. You're just lightly covering it. But then also, by doing that, you're adding a little bit of bulk to the fly itself and making it uniform. Other than when you do that and the eyeball moves and then you're stuck with all this resin on your hands. Ooh, nice save. Nice save. Ooh. Where's that bodkin? Somebody took it away.
Should be right in your
Fly.
box.
Turn it over. There you go.
Okay. Can you grab it for me, buddy?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Your resin was all pooling.
Yeah.
A lot. It was like a belly full on one side.
Yeah. Putting her on nice and thick.
You need to start moving it, Brad.
Yeah. I'm just going to catch up a little bit here on the tail end. See, the nice thing about it is to get your uniform shape that you're looking for. With the thin, all you have to do is just give it a slow roll and then let it catch up. I'm going to make sure that my eyes are in the right spots here. They look like they're uniform. Anchor it down.
And you can even weight your fly that way too. So once you get it kind of even, I'll turn it over so that it's riding upright and just let it kind of sink down so that the weight comes down towards the bottom of the fly and then boom, hit it.
And I'll tell you, man, you seen how quick that cured. That's how good this stuff is, man. It is so easy to use. The days of using epoxy resins,
Over.
forget about it. If you guys are using epoxy resins, I suggest you get with the time and go get yourself a little bit of this UV resin.
I haven't seen one other company make a UV resin that cures so fast. Like on all the Facebook forums, everything.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. And like Scott said, you can make them a little heavier to one side or the other side, but it's pretty slick. You see how that fly's coming together? Just slowly let it mold to where you want your shape. At that point, bingo,
Hit it.
they're getting it.
Instant.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. I like it a lot. And just by holding it right there for the 2 seconds, I mean, we coated that quicker than you could make
That thing's dancing.
epoxy.
You'd still be mixing.
Yeah, you'd be still mixing your epoxy right now.
Your wife would be yelling at you because you're doing it.
in there. What are you doing in there?
Yeah. Anyhow, that's cured. That's rock hard. You
That's
can hear
ready
it.
to fish.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? The clicking. It's rock hard. Cured. Whew.
That one looks better than the
So
first
I've
one.
only. You like that one better than the first
I
one?
think so, yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
think it's a little bit bigger.
yeah, it's a little bit bigger. I don't know if you can see them both, But the consistency is there, isn't it? Scotty,
Yeah,
Ethan,
the head's a little bit better
viewers
on
at
it.
home, you definitely need to get a few of these. If you guys live in the Pacific Northwest and there's
thin
salmon in your rivers, I assure you that this pattern's going to get them.
Yeah, the thin lets your underwing
Shape?
go through a lot more.
Yeah. And then it also shows, like, if you look, you zoom in, can you see all that gold fleck?
Oh yeah. Oh,
So that gold fleck represents scales on a fish. The shimmer, the shine, the suppleness, the sexiness, incandescentness. And if I missed anything, are we up top?
I'm gonna take you up top. Right?
And if we missed
I
anything,
want everybody to see the smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah.
Come up with some more.
anyhow, if we missed something, verbs, add them in the comments below. And if you guys got a fly that you really want to share with us, go to our Facebook page. Facebook, what is it? Facebook.com/Friday Night Flies. You'll see a bunch of menus in there, or recipes, fish catching. There's a little bit of chit chatter that goes on in there as well. And drop us a line at pros@FridayNightFlies.com. That's our email. If you guys want to chit chat about recipes, or if you guys want some custom flies tied, drop us a line. Pros@FridayNightFlies.com. Anyhow, that's my fly for tonight. Scotty's got a great one coming tonight as well. Yeah, I'm putting him on the spot.
Yeah. See what I come up with.
Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your evening. Thank you very much for watching.